If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Well, I just want to thank Nestor for giving me this opportunity. I'd like to welcome everyone into the program today. Hope everyone's staying cool on this pretty hot day in Baltimore. Whether you're when you're in your car on the way home or wherever you are, just stay cool. Yesterday, if you missed it during your 4th of July celebrations, the Orioles celebrated Independence Day with a 4-2 victory over the Mariners. Chris Tillman pitched a solid 8 1/3 innings, giving up no earned runs. Robert Andino had an RBI and a run scored, and Mark Reynolds had a run scored. Adam Jones added a home run to that, and it's been a while since we heard from him. And that's really what I want to talk about today. Is it seems to me that ever since he signed his new 5-year, $85 million contract is back on May 26th, he's been kind of silent, and I wanted to wait a while to give him a body of work from that point before I went and claimed that he's kind of coasting. But I mean, I went and looked up his stats, and in April and May he was batting .314 with an on-base percentage of .377, slugging percentage of .618, and since then in June and this little part of July, he's been batting .270 with an on-base percentage of .296 and a slugging percentage of only .417. So, I mean, there's obviously something wrong there. I mean, I had a chance to go to the game on Sunday to see what might have been Brian Mattis's last major league start, but and when I saw Adam warming up, he was just kind of lazy about it. I mean, he was throwing balls into the dirt even when he was warming up. And it just seems like every time he gets to the plate, he's like swinging for the fences or just not really showing much effort. He's coasting after fly balls. He's made a few errors out there. He's not running down the line as hard anymore. And I'm just wondering if maybe that's the Orioles saying, hey, why don't you take it easy at least for the rest of the season? We don't want you getting injured right after we gave you this huge contract. Or if it's him saying, oh, I got all this money now, maybe I'll just take it easy and coast the rest of the season. But I mean, for the Orioles' sake, I think you can attribute the lack of success over the past 15 games or so to the lack of effort we've seen on Adam Jones's part. But hopefully he can get back on track. The Orioles take on the Angels tonight at 10:05. It's a start of a 4-game series. Both of these teams fighting for the wild card. Orioles at 44-37, Angels at 45-37. So you got to think whoever obviously comes out of this series with a series win is going to have the lead in the wild card. So hopefully the Orioles can string together a few good games here, and we can see Adam get back on track. But speaking of contracts, the Ravens start training camp at McDaniel College 3 weeks from tomorrow, and one of the things looming over the start of that is the Ray Rice contract negotiations. And what I've been really kind of mad about is the way the fans have been acting towards this. And you have the fans who are sitting there saying, "Oh, Ray Rice should stop being a baby and just sign a contract." And you have, on the other hand, you have fans who are saying, "Oh, the Ravens should just throw money at Ray Rice and give him whatever he wants." And neither of those schools of thought are really correct. I mean, you gotta think of professional sports. They're a billion-dollar industry. They're not just games, and the owners really have all the power in the NFL, and they literally hold all the bargaining chips with Ray Rice. I mean, he can hold out like he did in the OTAs. He can hold out for training camp, but I mean, he's probably not going to sit out this season because he'd essentially be throwing away over $7 million, and I don't see him doing that. I don't think he will. So, I mean, Ray Rice, really all he wants is he just wants the biggest contract he can get. I mean, he knows this is probably going to be the biggest contract of his career. He's going to be living off this for the rest of his life. And you can't just sit there and say, oh, Ray Rice, if there's a difference of maybe $8 million and $7 million, you can't just say he should take the lesser money, because I mean, you'd do the same thing in this situation if you were him. You would take that. You would try to get the most money you can get, because I mean, who wouldn't want $1 million more? But there's people out there that say, oh, he should just take one for the team. But I mean, in newsflash, I mean, professional sports, they're businesses, and everyone's out for themselves. They want to make as much money as they can, and I don't really blame them for that. Another thing, another issue for the Ravens is the Suggs injury that happened a while ago. And there's been a lot of doom and gloom about this, and I really just wanted to put a positive spin on it, because I think Ravens fans have been pretty negative over this whole entire offseason about things. And in years past, especially last year, opposing teams could really game plan their pass protection around Terrell Suggs and really game plan for him alone, because we didn't really have that many threats. And I think with Suggs being out, Dean Pease should really harken back to the days of Rex Ryan and draw from the organized chaos philosophy, quote unquote. And that's basically just design blitzes where it kind of disguises where this pressure is coming from, because you're not going to have that one guy that can get to the quarterback, maybe a Haloti Ngata, but you're not going to have that one guy like Terrell Suggs that you can count on. So I think he should be pretty aggressive. I think the word from the players is that he's even more aggressive than Chuck Pagano was last year, and that's pretty encouraging. But I really think he should harken back to those organized chaos and disguising blitzes, just to confuse opposing teams. Another thing is that with Suggs being out, these young players like Kruger, McPhee, and newly drafted Courtney Upshaw, is they're going to get much needed experience that they haven't been able to get in years past, because in years past they've primarily been third down or pass rush type of guys, but they're going to have to play almost every down this year, so they're going to get that experience, and it's going to help them down the road, because eventually they're going to become the heir apparents to the Ray Lewises and the Terrell Suggs. And obviously the Suggs injury is going to hurt the defense, but I just don't think it's going to be as catastrophic as people are making it out to be. I mean, fans have been pretty negative this whole offseason about things, and you just wonder where Ravens fans have become so spoiled. But I guess 4 years of playoff football will do that to you. But I guess that's for another time. I just want to kick it back to Nestor here. Again, say thank you. You're listening to WNST. I'm John Sears. Thank you very much.
Good work, John. Harder than it looks, right?
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.